Hey guys, welcome back to the video. In today's video, I'll be sharing 3 things that I learned from my time at BITS. I'm in my 4th year of college at BITS right now, and for those of you who don't know, I'm studying Electronics and Communications Engineering at BITS Pilani Goa campus. And it's been quite a while at BITS. I've almost completed my academic part of BITS now. Things that are remaining are internships and stuff like that. So I have quite a bit of experience about how things at BITS work and what I've learned there. And I think this video could be useful for people, in the early days of college to get an understanding about how things actually work. Now, things at BITS might be very different from your college, so just be careful about how you make the comparison. But these are the 3 lessons that I learned. Number 1 is grades don't matter. Now I know everyone says grades don't matter, and it's kind of true, right? I'm not saying don't study at all. मतलब paper देख के blank छोड़ के आ जाओ. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying staying average is totally fine, right? Because I'm taking a look at people who are graduating and people who are sort of successful in life. Say people who have worked at Morgan Stanley, Amazon, or okay, Amazon is not that great of a company, Morgan Stanley or Google, or people who have started their own huge, large businesses, or people who are working for high growth startups, people who are doing, really great in life in terms of the industry, are not those people who scored really well in JEE, are not those people who are board toppers. They're like average people who do well in exams, but at the same time understand how life works, how industries work, and accordingly tune in their life, right? So just because you got high marks in JEE or just because you got high marks in some college exam doesn't really assure you success. Success over here is also relative. Over here, I'm just meaning people who have financial independence and people who are sort of happy with whatever they have at this point in time. Like those kind of people are people who were just normal in college. They weren't ultra good scoring people, they weren't toppers, they were just normal people. So the lesson to be learned here is understand how industries work, understand what's actually required in companies, understand what's actually required if you want to start your own business, and fine tune accordingly. Marks do matter, but do not put all your focus on just academics. That way things would not pan out. So academics rehne do, but at the same time start exploring a bunch of other things, because the combination of this is what's going to take you forward. Lesson number 2 is peer group matters. Now what I mean by peer group is the people you hang out with, people you're around with, people who have graduated from your college and you look up to them. Like they play such an important role in your life. Like as I've told you, the very first day I entered BITS, I was like, damn, people are so smart here. Someone's great at building websites, someone's great at freelancing, someone's starting their own startup from first year of college, someone's, already preparing for interviews and things like that. There was just so much to learn from people. There were creative people creating YouTube videos. There were people, playing awesome instruments. There were people part of the band. There were people part of the sports team. There's just so much you can learn from other people when you meet them, right? So try meeting as many people as possible. Try learning from their experiences and adopt the good parts of it. Like I'm interested in startups, I'm interested in entrepreneurship, and a lot of this came from the culture which was built around BITS. I had so many seniors to look up to and to learn from. Like I used to go into the hostel rooms of a lot of seniors, just sit there, watch them code, watch them ship products, watch them build a team, watch them raise funding, and all of this was like a masterclass for me. मैं उनसे सीख रहा था by looking at them, right? So when you have such inspirational figures to look up to, you will learn. So surround yourself with already successful people. Surround yourself with people who are hustling. Surround yourself with people who are doing great in life or are doing something very, very productive. And that way it will force you to become productive as well, right? And I think that was super important. Back in school, I did not have a good peer group. My peer group was not ambitious enough. Sorry to say that, but they weren't ambitious enough. They did not want to do something groundbreaking, and they were all like, man, I'll just live an average life. So that was kind of a good shift. I'm glad that I met these people. I'm glad that I was able to meet people who want to do something in life, and that sort of enabled me to get motivated and do something. So surround yourself with good people. That's the second lesson that I learned at BITS. Alright, third and final lesson that I learned is college might not play an important role in your life. Now, as much as I've praised BITS, I know the first and second point was entirely about BITS, about how good BITS is, but then ultimately, no matter how good your college is, if you don't put in efforts yourself, then nothing's going to happen. You have to be proactive to go out there and seek opportunities. You have to be proactive to go out there and meet new people. You have to be proactive to do anything in life. So if you don't have that intrinsic motivation to do something, if you aren't driven enough, then no matter what college you're in, even if it's Harvard, MIT, it doesn't really matter. So no matter what happens, just make sure that you are driven. You know what you want to do in life, or you have that gut feeling of sort of chasing your goals. And that way even college would not matter. So even if you're in some really bad college that no one even has heard of, it doesn't really matter. I have a lot of friends who actually never went to college. They just dropped out, or either after high school they just did not go to college because they thought it's worthless. And these kind of people are like, a bunch of them are doing pretty well in life. I know a friend who, later on worked at MIT Media Labs. He, started his own startup. He, ran a bunch of businesses. He worked for a bunch of startups and is doing pretty well in life. I know those kind of people as well. But then again, I'm of the favor that you should be going to college, and then that sort of gives you some sort of exposure. Then ultimately, no matter what college you're in, if you're not driven intrinsically, then it doesn't really matter. And the internet is such a good resource. It's a huge leveler, right? So even if I'm from BITS or someone's from Harvard, it doesn't really matter. We can get access to the same level of opportunities as long as we are using the internet to the best potential. So if you're not from a good college, don't worry. Use the internet to its maximum, join good communities, and you should be pretty solid in life. But ultimately, it all comes from you, and no one's going to support you if it doesn't come from within. And with that, I'll end this video. I hope you learned something out of it. And if you did, then do drop a like and do subscribe and do join our community. You can meet some awesome people there and maybe build your network. Take care. Bye. I'll see you in the next one.